Violet, you're my taxi. Come pick me up right now. If you don't, I'll make sure you and Anthony get a divorce. No matter how busy or unwell I, as mother-in-law Kayla boasts, am always on call. But do you realize, Kayla? All your words and actions are being recorded, you know? My name is Violet. I'm a 32-year-old working mother. I have a normal family with my husband Anthony, who's the same age, and our daughter. Yet I feel our life is anything but peaceful. The reason? Kayla. Father-in-law has passed away, and both sister-in-laws are married and moved out, leaving Kayla living alone. Anthony, concerned about her, can't always be there due to his busy job and frequent business trips. As a result, I often end up handling things. She's someone I want to respect and care for, as she raised the man I love, but there's just too much distance. The in-laws' house is a 30-minute drive from ours. We chose a place close to Anthony's work for his hectic job. Kayla, still in her late 60s, is quite fit. She doesn't need care. I thought a little distance was good at first, but now I regret it. Kayla calls on me too often. Whether I'm at my part-time job, busy with housework and childcare, or even in the middle of the night, she doesn't care. Constant calls and messages from Kayla. Take me shopping in your car. Drive me to a specialist hospital far away. There's a weird noise in the house. Change the light bulb. Get a book from the shelf. Let me repeat. It's a 30-minute drive from our house to the in-laws. In this day and age, with delivery services, why does Kayla need to see and pick out things herself? She'd be faster taking a taxi to the hospital. Weird noises in the house? Call the police. Change your own light bulb. Books from the shelf? It feels like harassment. Actually, it probably is. Kayla's hobby, as it turns out, is harassing her daughter-in-law, me. Not a lie or a joke. She herself said it. The first time I went to the in-laws' house after marrying Anthony, Kayla whispered to me when he was away. Violet, you know I only found out after Anthony got married. With a nasty tone and smug smile. I seem to enjoy harassing you. I just can't help wanting to be mean to you, she said. I couldn't help but ask, what? But it can't be helped, right? It's your job to be harassed by me and gain experience. Think of it as training, she said with a full smile. I never imagined someone would actually declare such a thing. I just tilted my head, wondering what she was talking about. Mom wants to go to a hospital far away. What do you think? Initially, Anthony relayed her requests. Back then, if they weren't too frequent or far, Anthony would refuse. Then she stopped going through Anthony. Too many little shopping trips. Too many little hospital visits. So I suggested she get a license, but... Oh my, telling someone my age to get a license? I should be thinking of giving it up, not getting one. How could you say such a thing? You devil of a wife? Perhaps it was too much to ask a senior nearing the age to stop driving to get a license, so I gave up. But what about that last part, calling me a devil of a wife? Still, I'm okay with driving her around. I somewhat enjoy driving, so that's a compromise I'm willing to make. I refuse to take time off from my part-time job, as it would strain our finances, but Kayla is so persistent and annoying that I've resigned myself to the hard life of attending to her after work. She's elderly after all, Anthony's mother. I grit my teeth and endure it, but there's something I just can't bear. It's after I get Kayla into the car. The car becomes a sealed space, an inescapable place with just the two of us. There, Kayla starts to grate on my nerves. Using you as my feet is so convenient. Oh, of course, I'm not paying for gas. It's only natural as your duty. Yeah, Anthony's covering the gas money. Why did you have a girl first? Couldn't you have a boy? You're really useless. But you, Kayla, had girls first and second, didn't you? Haven't you gained some more wrinkles, Violet? I was just told the other day at the salon how young I look. That's what they call lip service. Violet, you're so dried up as a woman. Is life even fun for you? Why do you even live? How can she even say that? Eventually, "Hey, why don't we live together? Then I can have you drive me around from morning till night. Oh, of course, for free. You can earn the part-time job's pay by working all night." She even suggests living together. Who would want to live with her? There's a limit to my patience. I always tell Anthony everything Kayla says, but he looks surprised and somewhat skeptical. After all, Kayla wears a mask in front of Anthony and sister-in-law. Double, even triple masks. She only shows her true colors when we're alone. Anthony says, "If it's too much, you can say no." But saying no would only bring more trouble. Kayla is that intense. But I'm human too. I like driving, but there are times when it's just too much. One day when Anthony was away on a week-long business trip, I feel sluggish. Maybe I have a fever. After dropping off my daughter at daycare, I checked my temperature and was shocked. Wow, 100 degrees Fahrenheit? No wonder I feel terrible. I rarely catch colds, but it's a season of dramatic temperature changes, and my daughter just had a cold. Seems like I caught it just as she was getting better. I should take some medicine and rest, I thought, and lay down after calling in sick to my job. But I couldn't rest. Kayla wouldn't let me. Though she shouldn't have known, she called at just that moment. I turned off both the sound and vibration of my phone, thinking today was impossible. But then the home phone rang. Of course, it was Kayla. After unplugging the phone cord, finally peace, and I fell asleep. But then, I woke up to the alarm I set before my daughter's pickup time, and was horrified when I looked at my phone. From morning till evening, non-stop calls from Kayla, with voicemails and messages mixed in. "Come quickly, useless, incompetent wife!" An onslaught of insults. I was appalled. I put the phone down gently, pretending I hadn't seen anything, and went to pick up my daughter. Still feverish and dizzy, I apologized to her for the simple bath and dinner, and after putting her to bed, I laid down immediately myself. Just sleep. Sleep well, sweat well, hydrate well. Tomorrow I'll surely be better, I thought with determination. But then, in the dead of the night, yes, my mobile phone rang loudly. Expecting some message from Anthony, who was away on a business trip, I had turned the sound and vibration back on in the afternoon. The loud ringing phone vibrated violently. Yes, I'm coming now. I responded impulsively, my mind foggy from the fever and just waking up, but I immediately regretted answering. "Hello?" "Finally, you answered. Do you have any idea how many times I called you?" That voice instantly snapped me back to full consciousness. "Kayla?" Surprised, I jolted upright and then hurriedly covered my mouth when I realized I had shouted too loudly. Usually my daughter sleeps with me, but tonight, because I was feeling unwell, she slept in her own room. Still, not wanting to wake her, I whispered to Kayla. "Kayla, what's going on?" "What do you mean, what's going on? Do you have any idea what time it is right now?" No. The room was still dark. Wondering what time it could be, I checked the clock and was shocked. 3 a.m. Yes, not the pleasant snack time of 1500 hours, but the dead of the night at 3 a.m. Kayla, why are you calling?" "Come pick me up in your car, right now." "What? Pick her up at 3 a.m.? What for?" Kayla's voice continued to echo in my astonished ears. "I'm out drinking with friends, and I'm hammered. Drive my friends and me home." "Can't you take a taxi?" "Why should I spend that kind of money? Hurry up and come, you slowpoke." Such harsh words, but today it was too much. My head was throbbing, probably still feverish, as I replied. "I'm sorry, Kayla. I have a fever of 100 degrees today. I really can't drive." "What? How dare you decide to have a fever? Listen here. A daughter-in-law should always be ready to serve their parents. Who gave you permission to be sick?" "I don't know, but that's it. How am I supposed to get permission to have a fever?" "Come quickly. You can't just leave a hammered drunk. She sure sounds articulate for being hammered. Anyway, it's too dangerous. I can't. Please take a taxi. You are my taxi, Violet. Now come pick me up right now. You know what will happen if you don't, right? What will happen? I will make you and Anthony divorce. What? I have lawyer friends. A useless daughter-in-law like you can always be divorced to my advantage. If you don't like it, come and be useful for once. Divorce? Would she go that far? Just to harass me? Normally, I would have gone, despite boiling with anger and gritting my teeth. But maybe it was the fever that made me unusually calm. My mind was strangely clear. Hurry up! I understand. I'll come. With that response, Kayla, breathing heavily, gave the name of the bar and hung up. All right, I'll go. Slowly and safely. I began preparing to pick up Kayla. You're late. Finally, I arrived at the designated bar, but Kayla wasn't outside. Peeking inside, I saw Kayla, beer foam on her lips, shouting. She was still drinking. Then maybe later would be better. You took so long, all my friends left. Muttering to herself, Kayla finished her last sip. How did your friends get home? By taxi. And you? I called the taxi named Kayla. What kind of person is she? Oh, and you'll pay for what I ate and drank while waiting for you. What? It's your fault for being late. It's only natural. What kind of person is she? Leaving me stunned, Kayla actually left the bar without paying. I had no choice but to pay. Hurrying after her. Why isn't it open? Kayla then complained. Well, I locked the car when I left it. Unlock it the moment I get in. What kind of person is this? There's nothing worse than dealing with a drunk. A person already strange when sober becomes utterly unbearable when drunk. As I muttered, what kind of person is this? In my mind, for the umpteenth time, I opened the car door. The ride home was a nightmare. Kayla kept bad-mouthing me the entire way, and then, for some reason, started singing loudly. Ugh! With my headache from the fever, Kayla's high-pitched singing was unbearable. I managed to keep my consciousness while reminding myself to drive slowly and safely. Finally, arriving home, I said, Kayla, we're here. Oh, shit. Well, she had been drinking heavily. She was drunk after all. Such things happen. I should have expected it. Being vomited on comes with the territory. Afterward, I managed to carry a nearly unconscious Kayla into the house and leave her there. During the transport, Kayla's head and body banged against several things, but I had no time to care. Rushing back to the car, I quickly cleaned up and started heading home. By the time I got back, it was already bright outside, the usual time to wake up. All I could do was laugh. My parents, whom I'd woken up in the middle of the night to watch my daughter, greeted me with apologies. I just collapsed onto my bed. This was a story from the beginning of winter. Time passed, and it was Christmas. Yes, the time when the whole family gathers at the in-laws' house. You must absolutely come. Kayla insisted vehemently, giving me a bad feeling, and my intuition was right. As soon as I arrived at the in-laws' house, I was summoned to the living room. For some reason, Kayla commanded my attention. Why, we're not in the army. Then Kayla pointed at her head. You caused me an injury. Saying, the two sister-in-laws who were already there joined in. Violet, you carelessly carried our fallen mother and injured her. You left our sick and vomiting mother alone. What kind of person? You deliberately took your time to come pick her up, making her beg and cry for help. Your driving was so rough, it made her feel sick. They all blamed me, one after another. The usual Kayla, now joined by the two devilish sister-in-laws. What a sight. But you know, I expected this. I can predict Kayla's actions. So I casually took out my laptop. Thank goodness for lightweight and portable modern laptops. What's that? Kayla, emboldened by the support of the sister-in-laws, was quite aggressive. Ignoring her, I quietly set up the laptop. Now, Kayla, Addison, and Madison, calm down. How can we calm down? Your worst actions have all been reported to your daughter. Reflect properly. As a sign of reflection, give me $1,000 as pocket money, and you will sign a contract to be my taxi forever. What nonsense. So I turned on the laptop. Please, don't get so worked up, Kayla. You'll calm down once you see this. Saying that, I clicked on a folder on the laptop. Then, can't even give birth to a boy? You're really useless. Kayla's voice started playing. What? Ignoring the shocked Kayla, I continued to play the recordings. Why does Violet even live? Why doesn't she just disappear? Incompetent Kayla will be my taxi for life. I am the parent of Addison, Madison, and Anthony, essentially a god. Oh my gosh! The last exclamation wasn't from the recording, but from Kayla herself, now panicking. Ignoring her, I kept playing the clips. What? Recording me without permission? It's not without permission, Kayla. These are audio clips from the dashcam footage. I also have videos with you actually speaking. Want to see? No way would I want to see that. Too bad. There's a lot here. Why would a dashcam record inside of the car? Aren't they meant to record the outside? Our dashcam actually has 3 cameras. One for the front, one for the rear, and one inside the car. 3 cameras? Yes. Kayla, from a generation not familiar with dashcams and without a driver's license, didn't know. She was unaware that dashcams recording the interior of cars are quite common now. There are even 360-degree cameras. Kayla knew our car had a dashcam, but she probably didn't think it was recording the interior, let alone capturing audio. That's why she felt free to badmouth me in that enclosed space. I had been patient and adult about it, but after getting sick, I thought it was enough. I decided to show Anthony and the 2 sister-in-laws Kayla's true nature. What the heck is this, Mom? Faced with a different story than what Kayla had told them, the sister-in-laws frowned. Cornered by her daughters, Kayla faltered. This is some kind of mistake. Kayla frantically tried to explain, but I didn't ease up on my attack. Oh, there are also messages from Kayla to Addison and Madison, I said, playing another file I had in a separate folder, this one with video. Our family is really hopeless. I wonder if they even share my genes. Both daughters sadly turned out unattractive, just like Kayla. It's a miracle they got married. Oh my gosh, stop it, stop! Kayla tried to reach for the laptop, but this time the sister-in-law stopped her. What is this? Mom, you really thought this about us? Confirming Kayla's pale face, I clicked the next file. And Anthony is just as hopeless. Huh? Anthony, who had been dazed by the unfolding situation, let out a surprised sound. Oh my gosh, there's more? Stop, don't look, don't listen. Kayla tried to intervene again, but this time Anthony and the sister-in-law stopped her. The video continued. Anthony's poor academic performance must be Kayla's fault. I may have only a high school education, but I was excellent. I wonder if he'll last in that decent company he joined. A child like that will probably be demoted soon. Don't come crying to me if you get fired. I don't care about Anthony's failures. Oh, but keep sending money, even if you're bankrupt or in debt. That's all you're good for, as an incompetent. At that moment, I was angrily refuting in the video. Of course, it continued to play. Anthony and the sister-in-laws must have heard a completely different story from Kayla. That I badmouthed my in-laws and Anthony, oppressed Kayla, and was the worst kind of daughter-in-law. But too bad for Kayla. She had provided the evidence herself. No need for hidden cameras. It was easy thanks to you, Kayla, I said with a smile, while Kayla, half crying and pale, looked at me. But her mouth didn't move as usual. Instead, the sister-in-laws confronted her. So you've been telling us things that suit you, but this is your true opinion, Mom. That's not it. This is... What's not it? Sorry for being such pathetic daughters. This was just a joke. What joke? You can't even distinguish good from bad anymore. No, well, this is. Mom was always the incompetent one. Getting fired everywhere, right? Dad used to complain about it. Yet you call us, Anthony, and even Violet useless? How dare you? Kayla was now so pale, she looked white. I don't want to know anymore. I'm done. A mother who calls her own children useless. We're better off without you. We're not coming back. Wait, please wait. I'm begging you. Desperately clinging, Kayla's hand was shaken off, and sister-in-law and her family left. On their way out, they deeply bowed to me, saying, Sorry for the misunderstanding. Just forgot about a mother like her. They apologized. Left behind were only me and Anthony. I had anticipated this, and our daughter had stayed at our parents' home. Anthony, who was angry, must have realized by now what it was all about. Well then, I'm going home now. Huh? As I packed up my computer and stood up, it was Anthony who looked surprised. Not huh, I said I'm going home. Oh, then I'll... Where to? Huh? Where are you going home to? Well, to our house. Going home to a house where neither I nor our daughter are? Why? Well, I can't live with a husband who doesn't trust what I say, right? What? Well, that was a joke. But I need him to understand that I am angry. For now, I'm going back to my parents' home, and I'll be a bother there for a while. Wait, I'm coming too. Anthony, in a panic, chased after me. If he goes with me to my parents' home, he knows he's in for a lecture from them. At that moment, Kayla suddenly lifted her head and ran towards us. Wait, where are you going? It's Christmas after all. In front of me, who was dumbfounded by her still saying such things, Anthony stepped forward, blocking Kayla as if to protect me. Mom, I'm sad. I've been so considerate, thinking you were lonely. I even tried hard to send money. And to be thought of like that. Anthony, that's not it. It's okay, Mom. I've had enough of lies. Wait, please, just wait. As Kayla desperately clung to him, Anthony turned his back and finally said, Goodbye, Mom. Then, taking my hand, we left the in-laws' house. Wait, don't leave me. Up until the door closed, I could hear Kayla's screams. Afterwards, it seems Anthony and the sister-in-law had a discussion, and all three agreed to stop supporting Kayla. We had sent enough money, and with father-in-law's inheritance and pension, she should be able to live comfortably. But it turned out Kayla had gotten carried away, and almost all of father-in-law's inheritance was gone. Now she was left with a small pension, barely getting by, and though she came crying to us, the three children unanimously decided to ignore her. Of course, I will never go to the in-laws' house again. If she gets older and problems arise, the plan is to put her in a facility, unanimously agreed upon, again. We also decided not to let her meet her grandchildren. Thus, Kayla sealed her own lonely and miserable old age through her own actions. Furthermore, after that, free from Kayla's relentless demands for rides, I am enjoying peaceful days. Now, on every holiday, I look forward to fun driving days. After all, I've always liked driving, except for Kayla's pickups and drop-offs. No need for the gas money for Kayla's rides, and no remittances, so there's more freedom to go on long trips. So, where shall we go next? That's what I plan with my daughter.